Crazy about Joker and Harley? Heard they tried an open relationship thing, but everyone knows only works for gay men. Your idle gossip distracts me from my main master plan. Break the Batman, punish for its transgressions, and stand atop the mountain of skulls left in my wake. If he thinks I'm just going to fade away into obscurity, he doesn't know what's coming. Who cares? You're doing great. You got a new killer outfit. You're started meditating. Well, I haven't started just yet. I downloaded the app, but we all know that's the first step. We are talking DC's Harley Quinn Season 1, Episode 2. A high bar. The AfterBuzz After Show starts right now.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
If you don't know about open relationships, they only work for gay men.
No comment. I have nothing to say about that.
Really? Because the show had a lot of comments to make, and that's what we're loving so much about this Harley Quinn. Honestly, the best show on DC's universe, in my opinion.
Yeah. Pretty
Hands
much
down.
up there so far.
I
It's
think
kind of time for me with Doom Patrol, but yeah.
To me, this is the best one. When it came to Doom Patrol, I loved it.
Yeah.
When it came to Titans, I loved it. Swamp Thing, I understood why
I understood
it didn't make. I understood why it didn't make the next season.
I couldn't
to
get
be
through
very
that
honest.
one. Yeah.
However, I anticipate this show the most.
Yes.
I look forward to this show. This show makes me upset that it's not a binge.
I see that. Yeah, definitely wanting to see it all in once because of the fact of how fast paced it is, but also you want to go towards the very end when it comes to the season.
It is a tease. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know where it's going. I don't know what's going to happen each episode. Every line lands to me. Every joke punch hits me in the face.
Yeah.
It's just like Bane. Just that conversation
Oh
between
my gosh.
Scarecrow and Bane.
I love the main character too, but the fact
Bane.
his voice,
Exactly.
the way they played on his
Don't
voice,
it. It's just so good. It's just,
every time he spoke, I laughed. I was like, that's
was
the Bane
bored
voice,
of
but
it.
it's not.
It is. It's exactly it. It's all, I don't want to use the term mockery.
Yeah.
Because it's far from it. It's satire. It's sardonic. It's everything right with comedy.
Yes. I agree with that.
As
for
a
sure.
comedian, that's how I feel. And we are talking DC's Harley Quinn Season 1, Episode 2, A High Bar. I am Tehran. I am the host of the show alongside my most illustrious panel, my partner in crime. The
Chauncey
queen of DC's, Chauncey K. Robinson, is with us.
Hey, y'all.
The queen of the hate. Here's the thing. For you to love the show,
Right? That's
for
a
you
lot.
to love the show, and we're going to get into your overall thoughts
Yeah.
as always, but we're going to break down this week's episode, DC's Harley Quinn, Season 1, Episode 2, A High Bar, as thus, Josh's Bar Mitzvah, Legion of Doom Table, the Gotham Mint, Kite Man deserves his own category, I believe.
Yeah.
Ivy to the rescue, the antidote. Just, I can't stop laughing literally out loud. We have a special segment, if you don't know, it's How Harley Are You, where we take something from the show and relate it to ourselves, where we figure out it could be any character, but you have to highlight a specific moment and some news and gossip, of course. You're going to want to stay tuned for these tidbits that we throw at you. We have a lot of exclusives. Josh's Bar Mitzvah, Legion of Doom Table, those were brilliant to me. What were your overall thoughts, Chauncey?
I love this episode. I just thought it was funny to play on the Legion of Doom. I love the fact I didn't expect that we'd see so many other newer characters from the Batman universe so soon and playing like very key parts when it came to the dynamic with Joker and Harley Quinn, because they still have that ongoing one. So I appreciated that, and I liked how we're seeing more so. I felt like this. I'm not gonna say filler because there's no filler, but I felt like this was kind of like the after of like all the grandioso things that happened in the first episode, where it was kind of like now she's still trying to figure out what exactly is her purpose. So there were some funny moments for sure.
Well, I didn't feel any filler vibes at all.
Okay.
I felt that this is an amazing second part to the first part. It was a continuation. It pushed the storyline fast. There were no dull moments. I, once again, sit there and watch every scene, hang on to every word. And it's so short, they all actually feel like teases. Each episode now, this is the second episode, feels like what a trailer might feel like for something else. It's that fun, that fast-paced, that good humor. The humor comes from such a great place. And even though at times it can come off mean,
Yeah.
it's so lighthearted that if you're offended, it's you. It's just so smart. It's so great. And I'm very impressed. And I wonder how it's going to do in this world of being so aware and so
Woke.
easily offended. It's not just being woke. It's honestly being
woke's
offended.
but like that's
Easily
what woke
offended.
has been warped into.
Sure.
It's not really woke. It's just I want to find something wrong with everything.
And yet, I cannot find anything wrong with this particular show.
No,
I mean,
it was a solid episode.
something as simple as the little boy coming back and holding a tree branch.
Yes, he
I
said,
mean,
I
like,
still feel a little tree.
I still feel a little tree.
I loved when he took the asthma pump and he's like, I can't seem to quit this. I laughed out loud
It's
so hard.
funny. It's so funny. Joker's like, laugh.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so good.
definitely.
It's so good. Last time you made a comparison to Archer,
Yes.
and it was more apparent to me in this,
this one.
episode where
Yeah.
now we're getting into it. And you're right. Seeing so many Batman characters without it being a reveal or a big
Mm-hmm.
to do, they just are.
Yeah, they're sitting around the coffee or the water. Coffee is like, well, did you hear about your? Oh, are you?
Joker
are you
and
feeling
Harley broke
okay?
up, yeah.
And his whole thing was just the idea. It was like I didn't like narrative. That was like a narrative.
So smart.
thing.
Joker's like, she didn't break up with me. I broke up with her.
Like, no
I
one
broke
breaks up with
No
the
one breaks
Joker.
up with the Joker. No one breaks up with the Joker.
And that's what I love about it, because very similar to Archer, it has a through line of references of the joke. Like it set up a lot of the ways the characters are in the first episode, and then it keeps playing on that as it goes on. Like with Joker's narcissism, which we saw in the first episode, it continues on that route with the second episode.
And so much. And of course, Harley Quinn trying to prove herself to everyone and to herself.
Yes.
And Poison Ivy just being Poison Ivy,
I don't even know what Poison
unapologetic.
Ivy does necessarily
Love
just
it.
yet. I feel like she's just chilling. She's like, I control like 90% of the plants of the earth. I'm okay. I don't like have any actual thing I'm trying to do right now.
It reminded me the first episode where the little boy had the cactus, and they're like, no
Yeah.
plants. Now you see why,
Yeah.
because she just has these plants
Yes.
that just do everything. And of course, she has Frank. And-
Oh my gosh, Frank. I love Frank so hard.
it makes men fall in love with me, and then they turn into trees and they die. Yeah, love potion.
Love potion, yeah.
It's
Which
not a
was
love potion.
commentary right there, right?
So smart. Let's start at Josh's bar mitzvah. Here we
Yeah.
get Penguin's nephew Josh, who we find out is supposed to follow in his uncle, the crime lord's
Yes.
footsteps. Who's not? This isn't the Cobblepot we know who's covering up his crime activity. This is like, and then the day that I decided I was going to be a crime lord, and it's moment, and then we see his wife.
Yeah.
Just a plain wife. Language, the children.
Yeah.
Because they are cursing in front of kids, and they are at a bar mitzvah.
I love how everyone plays along with it too. Like even when she goes up to Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, she was like language, and they're like, "What happened again?"
Yeah,
it's
and no,
like-
Harley's sure, but Poison Ivy was just like, sorry. Like,
Yeah.
she did the fake voice and
Valley
then the
Girl
real voice.
voice type
Yeah,
thing.
I'm so sorry. And it's like, we have to get the fuck out of here.
yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah.
strong. So fun. I mean, I just enjoy it. The bar mitzvah situation where it's, here's this party and it's trouble, and they crash. Harley and Poison Ivy crash.
that sequence
And
was
Harley
awesome.
talks Poison Ivy and is like, why'd you talk me into this? She's like, why'd you talk me into doing this?
Exactly.
It's like, you wanted to. I wanted to stay home.
Yeah,
And she keeps
exactly.
breaking the televisions. She keeps breaking the
Well,
television.
that's another thing about the through line, because Joker does the same thing.
Yes.
Like he never knows how to figure out technology, so he just shoots it, and then Harley does the same thing.
And she gets mad
Yeah.
when she sees something and hits the table. So it hits the television. So Josh's bar mitzvah is the background.
Yes.
And it's also where everyone is. Now we see the Legion of Doom. We saw them first at the water cooler. Stopped talking immediately when Joker came in because they were
Yes.
talking about him.
Yes.
And then coming in, we see Joker. No one breaks up with Joker. Very water cooler, very typical.
Yeah, workplace. Workplace. And I love that. I love the fact that it's one of the things of the villains basically just kind of existing like villains would do, but also like normal people would, because
So normal.
this is their job. This is what they do.
This is
like,
what they do.
Yeah, she crashes the party and it's like villain, central, she thinks, and it's the bar mitzvah. Because, yeah, they're attending someone's, bar mitzvah.
And to play on to that normalcy is when Joker's talking to the contractor. It's like, it's
Yes.
a trap door. I don't want anyone to know where it is. I need a
the
permit. That's the point. It's like, you need a permit.
Like,
But
what?
it's not going to get done till Saturday. Like,
Yes.
He's getting upset about his lair.
Oh my God, I just love how they
It's
do
a
that
rotten
though.
pier. It's a rotten. No one even goes there. Why do we? It's so
No,
real.
it just really works because if they were doing this grandioso thing of like them being villains and always with the kill Batman thing, it wouldn't. I don't.
like Bane in the beginning, where he's
Yes.
just like, your idol guy, your idol. I can't even do the voice. Your idol gossip distracts me from my master plan. Break the Batman, punish him for its transgressions, and stand atop the mountain of skull left in my wake. Punish Gotham for its transgressions. It's just so Bane.
Exactly, but I love how
not.
they play. Yes, and I love how they played on the fact that one of the reasons why he tried to blow up one of the stadiums was simply because of something with chicken wings.
Yeah,
or
like he was. They were watching games. Like he's like, I'll blow. And it reminded me of, remember Office Space, and the movie Office Space.
Yes.
And I'm sure Ryan, who's in the background, Ryan will know.
Yes.
Ryan, Office Space. What's the guy's name? That's like, I can burn everything down.
I'm letting you down right now. I need to look it up.
Yeah, let's look that up. Let's
Look
yes,
it up pronto.
reference.
yeah, please. that is what Ryan does best, is get all these references.
Get all the information.
Yeah,
immediately.
I mean, it's definitely a known thing. Where in Office Space, the character, why am I forgetting his name? I want to call him Nelson, but it's not.
Probably a Nelson.
Yeah,
sounds
it's
like a Nelson.
Nibbler?
I think it's Samir.
No, definitely not Samir.
It's not Samir.
Let me look it up. Have you guys not
Oh,
seen
Milton.
Milton, yes.
Milton. That sounds like a Milton
yeah.
too.
Milton was like, that's my stapler. Like Bane has that to him when he's even in the bar. He's
Bane
like,
was
I
hilarious.
can blow the bar mitzvah.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna blow the bar
gosh.
mitzvah up. Like whenever they say something to him and it gets under, like it offends him a little, like
Yeah.
offends because he's not a bad. Like it's almost as if none of these guys are bad. They're all bad people,
Yes.
but they're not bad people.
Bad within, it's like there's degrees, because if you're focusing on the villains, you have to have degrees of villainy, right?
Sure.
It's kind of like Joker's kind of the bully guy, and then there's ones who are a little bit lesser,
Yeah.
like they're kind of doing this because, you know, that's what they do. I mean, that's why, like I said, I felt like Bane was like the standout character to me for this episode, but like just like
100%.
the part where it's like, you know, Joker doesn't want his chicken, or he doesn't want his beef, so he asks for the chicken, and then he's like, well, maybe I might want
No,
both.
he
And
gets
then-
the chicken. Joker gets to his like, oh, it tastes rubbery. Is that beef?
He's
It
like,
tastes
yeah, let's
beef.
switch. And then
so
he's
Bane's
reaching
about to
for it.
It's like, I might want that later.
then
So
Bane-
Bane just doesn't get any food.
Yeah, but I love, because with his voice, Bane's like, so what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing?
Like, why am I?
Right? And I laughed out loud so hard because it was
So
so
much.
subtle, but just with the Bane voice and what was happening at the table, it
That
worked
Legion
so
of
well.
Doom table was
Yes.
just so they were there, you know, and Joker wasn't there. They were having a great time. Then Joker comes and they all stand up.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm telling you, that part where Joker starts laughing at Harley Quinn and then they're not laughing is like, ha, 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 laugh.
Yeah.
You're like, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, and it's just, and it plays into the fact that they were talking to her regular when she first showed
Yeah,
up, right? They were
exactly.
like, oh, hey, how's everything going? Heard you guys broke up, but you're doing some stuff on your own, you know? And
Yeah.
then as soon as he gets there, it's like, oh.
And they get on the phone, it's like, Harley's great. She had a tiger.
Yeah.
She had a tiger and
And
everything.
he's like,
She's
but what was that HPV thing?
but amazing. Listen, the HPV, he was like, you know she has HPV,
He's
right?
like, what?
And he's
Sexually active adult?
So do 90% of all adult
Sexually active. I was like,
adult,
whoa.
sexually active adult. Just
Whoa.
so, like, trying to discredit your acts,
Right?
trying to show each
He's
other
like, you know
up.
she has HPV, right?
She
Whoa.
shows up to the party and it's like with a tiger and dressed all scantily clad,
Yeah.
and then it's all these kids and everyone's like,
What's going on?
Did you know this for kids? No. And it's the bar mitzvah.
It just worked so well.
And then you go to the table, and at this table they are talking to her just like they would. An ex comes
yeah,
in,
like,
they're
oh,
talking,
hey, man, how's it going?
hey, how's everything? And then as soon as you
Yeah,
know their
their
friend
friend,
shows
their
up,
boy.
it's like, yo, we don't even know her,
Like,
bro.
what?
Yeah,
whatever.
We don't like her.
Typical.
So Harley tries to show off and then tries to get into this Gotham Mint because they're at the Gotham Mint. And Poison Ivy says they are so impenetrable. They rented out their atrium.
Right, which was true. It
They
was
rented
like,
out their atrium to the Legion of Doom. They're not worried about anyone. And she's like, that's why we have to do it for all the reasons you said. What are we gonna do with money? There's kids with backpacks. We'll just like I have to prove.
Like,
I
not
have to
thinking
show
they're-
off. I
yeah.
have to prove. And that's who Harley has become.
That is, yeah.
That I have to prove it to them. I'm equal and or better than them,
Yeah.
and Joker. So goes for the Gotham Mint, and the Gotham Mint was a setup. But
yeah,
not
the
for her.
improv group.
Not for her. It was a setup for Josh.
Yes.
It was an
poor
improv
Josh.
group. It was just like his where it was just gonna be his first caper. It was like a
Yeah.
bar mitzvah game. And
No.
she like she broke. Oh,
She hurt them so bad.
she hurt them so bad.
I love the Penguin's like commentary. He's like, "Look at you, like almost killing like an improv group. Like, who does that?" Like, I feel like the person who wrote this is also someone who maybe exists in Hollywood too, like to know about like
Very
the
much
improv group,
so.
the theatrics, and everything.
And to understand, and you were bringing something up when we were talking amongst ourselves, is to understand, to be so meta about the Batman universe. These writers are people who truly understand the Batman universe.
Oh yeah, they have to. I just when I was watching, I'm like, they get these characters, like not on even on the satire of wanting to make fun of it, but understanding who these characters are so well to play on what you think their insecurities would be, what you think would be their hangups. Like Bane of all people, like that person, whoever was writing this episode, really got the Bane character to play on the other flip coin of what Bane might do when he's not juicing up to beat Batman.
And they definitely deserve the credit. Justin Halpern, Dean Lorey, Patrick Schumacher, and of course the producers who Kaylee Cuoco, who is the voice of
yes.
Harley Quinn. Of course, Justin Halpern, Dean Lorey, Sam Register, and Patrick Schumacher are all in that realm. And so we know that we're talking about people who actually, Jennifer Coyle, people who know the DC universe
Yeah.
very well. And it comes, it's noticed in the show. These are, I said last time, inside jokes. Everything in the show is an inside joke.
Oh, it is, and like, and
Every
you
single thing.
laugh harder. I felt like I laughed harder. Not just there were parts that were just outright funny. I feel like even if you didn't know it, but you laugh harder because you know
You
what they're playing
understand
on.
exactly.
And it's like, oh my gosh, that's so right. Like with
So
certain
right.
characters.
Well,
yeah.
one of the people that I don't feel like we needed any background on, and there is no background to speak because it was made specifically for the show, was Kite Man.
Yes, Kite Man.
Kite Man, who's that guy?
Oh,
Literally
my gosh.
is that guy.
That guy at the party, like, oh yeah, you know, and I'm a kite, you know, and it's like.
Showing off this guy, he's like, you know, and he keeps making puns on
And
the
he
wind.
doesn't get the
It'll
hint
be a
that
breeze.
Poison Ivy's not feeling him
Yeah.
exactly, and it's just like he's that guy.
And he's naked in the bed. He's like, oh, I must have misread the signal.
He's like, why would you have? No, what was funny about that was when he said, why didn't we take a taxi? You had me fly my kite. You know it would have been quicker just to take the taxi, which is true, right? It probably would have been quicker. Why didn't she take a taxi?
But that's the thing. It's like she had Kite Man at her disposal.
Right? It's like, okay.
He shows up in the bed just naked, and she's like, oh, it's like, why'd you bring me here? Because I needed the antidote for the kids you poisoned.
Yes.
Kill.
I just love how Frank was in the background. Like, I could have said something, but I just wanted to see how this was going to play out.
'Cause that's who Frank
Frank is. Oh my God, I love Frank. Favorite character so far.
Oh my gosh, that's the thing. And then so of course Ivy comes back to the rescue, and we see everyone's mad at Harley Quinn, and Ivy basically rescues Harley Quinn, and then Joker kind of makes a run for it.
Yeah. Well, I also appreciated the fact that it was one of those things where a setup for a joke was introduced in the beginning, and then it comes back, the finger bang.
The finger
of how
blast.
she
Finger
finger
blasting.
blast, finger bang, you know.
Finger blast, and it's like, oh, Josh,
Yeah.
you finger blasted a girl. At least you're ready to
And
shoot
it was
me, right?
such a long kind
Long
of way.
game. Such a great callback. Such a good callback. Then of course, even with Joker, Harley's like, wait, why do you guys even let? He doesn't even have special. He doesn't even have
Exactly.
superpowers.
And that was true. I was like, you know
He
what?
doesn't
There's
have any
actually
superpowers.
truth
Why
to
is this
that.
the guy? His superpower is bullying you.
Yeah.
And then Bane's like, yeah, and I didn't, and also I didn't like what you did with the dinner thing.
Yes. Once
I don't like when you
again.
call me these things, and I don't like it when you say the dinner thing.
Or call me
yeah.
Beast.
And then I did really like the antidote part. The antidote part was so funny
It's so
because of the
cute.
cute kid and
Yeah.
the tree. I'm feeling good. I'm still feeling good. A tree because she has to kiss them.
And she had
it's
to
like
keep
saliva
disclaiming.
to saliva. It's like, so you have to kiss us, right? it's the means to inject the antidote. Okay, but it's a kiss.
Yeah,
So,
like you guys are still gonna be sexless
it's boys.
nerds.
It's the clash of the sexes. It's feminism and its best.
Yeah.
Just being strong, honestly being strong women. It's
Mm.
so fun to watch this happen. Just so many tidbits, so many cute things happen. And it's such a fun show.
It is. It's really a fun show. And I think even with this whole thing where everything takes place at the bar mitzvah, so much occurred, but so many like little nuanced jokes and like we said, callbacks. I just had a really fun time watching it.
I did too. Let's get into our special segment. How Harley are you? what part of this episode spoke to Chauncey?
I felt like Poison Ivy's frustration with Kite Man. I just feel like, I've been in situations people just don't get the hint.
Well, but then she kind of grew.
She did, which is what also can happen with, the dork.
Yeah, it was I'm gonna have to go with the trapdoor thing. When Joker's like, you need a permit for this? The whole point is that no one knows that it's there.
Let the record show the second time you've identified with Joker.
I know. It's a horrible thing. One time when my parents watched The Dark Knight, my mom was like, if you were a villain, I think you'd be the Joker.
Wow.
That's a real thing that was said.
Yes.
Let's get into some news and gossip, shall we?
AfterBuzz TV News.
Talking some news and gossip. Of course, the cartoon is coming out, and of course, it's getting great reviews. But one of the coolest things is that Carly Cuoco previews it, and you can go to Bleeding Cool and see Kaylee Cuoco's take on everything that's going on and watch the preview with her. This is on bleedingcool.com. It's great to see her insight simply because her voice is such a strong, apparent one. Not only in a literal sense, but in the concept of conceptually, there's no way to get such a strong, wonderful female perspective without having such a strong, wonderful female at the helm.
Yeah, it's very true.
And I'm so glad that this is the case. So it was great to see this Big Bang Theory alum play the part in what is going to, I think, go down in history as the best animated series.
Yeah, and one of the best iterations of of Harley Quinn.
Yeah, just amazing. It's just so smart. So make sure to check that out on bleedingcool.com. Until then, where can people find you if you want to be found? Chauncey K. Robinson.
You can find me at Rotten Tomatoes, as I'm a certified Rotten Tomatoes film and TV critic, and also on YouTube on my self-titled YouTube Twisted Woman CKR.
That's right. That's self-titled because she is twisted. Of course, you can find me at I am Tehran all across the board. IAMTEHRAN. And we appreciate each and every one of you for your comments below. Share, subscribe, tell your friends, spread the word. If you're listening to us on iTunes, give us that 5 stars we so greatly deserve. We appreciate you, and thank you for making us the ESPN of TV Talk. Until next time, we will be talking more Harley Quinn. See you.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.